her. So civil complaint, simply allegations, needs to be proven in a court of law. But if true, it could rise to the level of criminality. And, you know, we'll see what happens if the DA looks and investigates.
Buzbee said because he's alleging that Jay-Z's team and Jay-Z had private investigators and a bunch of people reaching out to former employees of the firm, their families, including the plaintiff's family.
A shocking revelation has rocked the entertainment world, catching everyone by surprise. After months of allegations and lawsuits involving Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z Carter, a mysterious third party has reportedly been identified. It's none other than Diddy's own mother, Shanice Combs. Known for fiercely defending her son amid legal challenges, she now finds herself caught in the very lawsuits she has vocally opposed. The FBI is said to be focusing on her as a key witness, and whether she chooses to cooperate or not could significantly impact the outcome of this already high-stakes case, further intensifying its explosive nature.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
After months of speculation, the identity of the unnamed woman in the lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy has been revealed. The lawsuit, which alleges a disturbing incident at an after-party following the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards, mentions a third individual, a woman, who was present. For months, her identity remained a mystery, sparking rumors and theories. Now, sources close to the investigation say the FBI has identified her as Janice Combs, Diddy's mother. This revelation has sent shockwaves through the hip-hop world, intensifying the already explosive case and fueling widespread media frenzy.
Came here today just to tell the truth, so hopefully we can get down to the bottom of this. I'm 100%, the charges against me are 100% false, and hopefully due to time we'll start to see
To understand the gravity of this revelation, we must revisit the details of the lawsuit filed by an anonymous plaintiff, Jane Doe. The case alleges that the events took place at a private after-party hosted by Diddy. Jane Doe claims she was brought to the party by a chauffeur who worked for Diddy. Upon arrival, she was allegedly pressured into signing a document she didn't fully comprehend and given a mysterious drink that caused disorientation. The core of the allegations follows. Jane Doe accuses both Diddy and Jay-Z of taking advantage of her while a female celebrity, now identified as Janice Combs, stood by and watched. This lawsuit has drawn massive attention due to the shocking claims and the involvement of two hip-hop legends.
In her civil lawsuit, Cassie said that she was the victim of abuse, assault, and at the hands of Diddy.
Jay-Z and Diddy have strongly denied the allegations, with both men calling the lawsuit baseless and defamatory. Jay-Z, in particular, has been vocal in his defense, labeling the claims as ridiculous and accusing the plaintiff's attorney, Tony Buzbee, of attempting blackmail to extort money from high-profile figures. In a passionate statement, Jay-Z insisted he would never settle such allegations, urging Buzbee to file criminal charges if he truly believed in the case's merit. Jay-Z emphasized that anyone committing such a crime against a minor should be locked away, reaffirming his innocence and demanding justice.
You said we are not done and that Combs did not do this alone. Do you foresee that there could be other charges related to this case?
I'm not taking anything off the table.
Diddy's response has been more subdued, likely due to his existing legal troubles. He is currently in federal custody awaiting trial on charges of racketeering and exploitation, which his legal team denies, calling them fabricated. However, the revelation of his mother's involvement in the latest lawsuit adds a new layer of complexity to his already fragile situation, further intensifying the scrutiny surrounding him.
A U.S. judge has ruled that the rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs will stand trial on federal trafficking and racketeering charges in May. He'll be held in prison until then. Sean Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges that he used his business empire to transport women and male workers across state lines to take part in recorded performances. If convicted, he could face a life sentence.
For Janice Combs, the stakes are incredibly high. Sources claim the FBI has given her an ultimatum: cooperate and testify, or face legal consequences. The pressure to comply is immense, and her decision could significantly impact both her son, Diddy, and Jay-Z. The latter is reportedly growing more concerned about the potential ramifications of her testimony.
Now, to the latest on the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs. This one has so many people talking. The disgraced music mogul facing federal racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking charges. Both the prosecution and defense teams are set to discuss the next phase of action following the indictment as investigators work to determine potential co-conspirators. But how exactly did we get here?
The once solid relationship between Jay-Z and Diddy, a cornerstone of hip-hop's golden era, is now under intense scrutiny. Both men, who rose to fame in the 1990s and built empires extending beyond music, face the possibility of turning against each other in court. While neither has publicly addressed Janice Combs' potential testimony, insiders report rising tensions between the two. "There's a lot of finger-pointing going on," said one insider. Both Jay-Z and Diddy are focused on protecting themselves and are reportedly willing to throw each other under the bus if necessary to safeguard their interests.
Public realm, this is very significant, just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall to go from, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds. So to go from living in those mansions to being in a jail cell right now, I think it really underscores the magnitude of what he's facing and the weight of the federal government.
The potential for betrayal is high, especially given the stakes for Jay-Z. The lawsuit poses a significant threat to his carefully cultivated legacy of success and philanthropy. The rap mogul and businessman has long championed social responsibility, using his platform to advocate for criminal justice reform and other causes. Being implicated in such a scandal could undo years of reputation building. Determined to protect his image, Jay-Z is fighting back aggressively. His legal team, led by high-profile attorney Alex Spiro, has already filed multiple motions to dismiss, citing significant inconsistencies in the plaintiff's account. Spiro has also criticized attorney Tony Buzbee, accusing him of failing to properly investigate the claims before filing the lawsuit.
Obviously this civil suit was coming for a while, and there was some talk between Buzbee and Jay-Z's lawyers. I think both Buzbee and Jay-Z's lawyers are really alphas, so...
For Diddy, the stakes are even higher. Already facing federal charges that could result in a life sentence if convicted, the addition of this lawsuit further compounds his legal troubles. With his mother, Janice Combs, now implicated, the pressure on him intensifies. Janice has been a vocal defender of her son, even calling the allegations against him a public lynching. However, her potential testimony against Jay-Z and its possible implications for Diddy raise serious questions about where her loyalties lie. Could she betray her son to save herself, or will she refuse to cooperate, risking her own freedom in the process? The situation grows increasingly complex.
Just the shock of this and the questions about what is ahead of us. How long is he going to be in custody? Is this an R. Kelly situation? Is he going to not get out for a number of years? Is he going to end up serving a long-term prison sentence from this? Or does he have a chance of beating these charges at a trial that could come, within the next 2 years? I think there's a...
The FBI appears to be playing hardball in its investigation, reportedly gathering evidence to build a case against Janice Combs should she refuse to cooperate. While the specific charges she may face remain unclear, legal experts suggest that the pressure on her to testify is immense. Authorities are expected to use every available tool to compel her cooperation. As one legal analyst put it, if she possesses information that could assist their case, they will stop at nothing to obtain it. As these legal battles intensify, the hip-hop world finds itself at a critical crossroads. The once unshakable bond between Jay-Z and Diddy, two icons who built empires together, now seems to be unraveling. Both men are fighting to protect their legacies, their freedom, and their reputations. But at the heart of it all is Janice Combs, a woman who has long been a steadfast defender of her son. Now, she finds herself caught in the crossfire of one of the most high-profile scandals in recent memory. The question remains, will she cooperate with authorities and risk alienating her son, or will she stand by him at all costs, potentially jeopardizing her own freedom? The answers to these questions could ultimately determine the trajectory of the lawsuits and the futures of all involved. The web of intrigue surrounding Diddy, Jay-Z, and the mysterious events of the early 2000s is becoming more tangled by the day, with new revelations constantly emerging. But there's more to this story. The shadow of Jennifer Lopez looms large, as her past relationship with Diddy has resurfaced in ways no one anticipated. This adds another layer of complexity to an already chaotic situation, with conspiracies and chilling details only fueling the drama. This scandal, now centered on Janice Combs and her alleged involvement, has quickly become one of the most talked about stories in entertainment history.
Yeah, but so there's still, I mean, it's crazy too because there's still more happening in court. Like, I mean, everything is still active even though we're not hearing about it as much anymore. And the people may be fatigued like we talked about prior to.
Rumors about Janice Combs' alleged involvement extend beyond the current lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy, resurfacing in whispers about her past. Her name has often come up in hushed conversations surrounding the infamous gatherings held at her home during Diddy's childhood. These were not typical family get-togethers, but wild, unrestrained parties filled with characters who would go on to influence Diddy's formative years in deeply troubling ways. In a recent documentary, Diddy's childhood friend Tim Patterson spoke out about the chaotic environment they grew up in, describing how it was not uncommon to accidentally walk into a bedroom at night and witness things a child shouldn't see. That was just normal for us. It's what we were fed, Patterson revealed. If such an environment shaped Diddy's early years, it raises unsettling questions about how those experiences may have impacted his behavior later in life, actions that have now led him to federal custody. What's even more alarming is how these past events may have brought Janice Combs into the legal spotlight today. Sources close to the investigation claim the FBI is exploring whether her influence and these early gatherings contributed to Diddy's alleged actions. It's a chilling thought. Could the roots of these serious allegations trace back to the very household where Diddy grew up? The deeper this investigation goes, the more unsettling the potential connections become.
Well, certainly there's a lot of information that needs to be substantiated, investigated, and those kinds of things. But when we look at people who become offenders, we oftentimes see early exposure to sexuality, whether that's or actual behavior, and we oftentimes see that within the family.
Then there's Jennifer Lopez, whose connection to Diddy has always intrigued the public. Recent developments have thrust her back into the narrative in unexpected ways. Newly surfaced photographs from the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards show Lopez in a tense exchange with Diddy, hours before the alleged incident involving him and Jay-Z. In the images, Lopez is visibly upset, standing with her sister, while Diddy leans against the wall holding a drink. While there's no direct indication that Lopez is involved in the allegations, her presence at the event has reignited speculation about what she might know. This was also during the height of her tumultuous relationship with Diddy, which ended in 2001 but continues to cast a long shadow over her life and legacy.
So remember when I said Diddy mother might be the originator of the free cars? All right, so apparently tomorrow there's the Peacock is dropping. The Diddy documentary is called Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy, and the doc gets into Diddy's childhood and his experience growing up in connection to the lawsuit and allegations he's currently facing.
Lopez has remained silent about the scandal, focusing instead on her career and personal life, promoting her latest film, and finalizing her divorce from Ben Affleck. However, the resurfaced photos have ignited calls for her to speak out. Fans and critics alike are questioning what she might have seen that night, whether she witnessed anything that could shed light on the allegations against Diddy and Jay-Z. Her silence raises further questions, and for now, it speaks volumes.
According to the Rolling Stone, the doc features an alleged childhood friend of Puff's, hip-hop producer Tim Dog Patterson. He alleged that Janice, Diddy's mom, would often throw parties at Diddy's childhood home. He says that during the parties, it wasn't uncommon to walk into rooms where adults was having. I mean, that was just their normal. And the doc, when talking about
the allegations against Diddy, continue to mount, with disturbing claims painting a troubling picture of his behavior over the years. Beyond the lawsuit involving Jay-Z, Diddy faces a slew of accusations ranging from exploitation to coercion, with the stories coming to light growing more shocking by the day. A particularly troubling detail surrounds his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, who recently settled a lawsuit against him. Although the terms of the settlement remain confidential, the allegations in her case have only fueled the fire, leading many to question just how deep this rabbit hole goes. But Diddy's legal troubles don't stop there. He is also facing federal charges that could result in a life sentence behind bars. These charges, including accusations of operating a criminal network, have only amplified the unease surrounding him. To make matters worse, Janice Combs, his mother, is now allegedly linked to the ongoing lawsuit involving Jay-Z. The stakes couldn't be higher. If Janice cooperates with authorities, it could have devastating consequences for Diddy. However, if she refuses, she risks facing legal repercussions herself, adding another layer of tension to this already high-stakes situation. As if this wasn't enough, conspiracy theories have begun to swirl, connecting the dots between Diddy's upbringing, his legal troubles, and the allegations against Jay-Z. Some believe that the events of the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards are just the beginning of a much larger pattern of unchecked behavior. Others point to the resurfaced photos of Jennifer Lopez as evidence of a deeper connection between her and the night in question. Some even speculate that Janice Combs' alleged involvement could be the key to unraveling the entire scandal. While these theories remain unverified, they only highlight the complexity of the case and the many unanswered questions still haunting it.
We intend to name people in these lawsuits. We're not going to do it in interviews. We're not going to do it, without doing our due diligence, because obviously, these types of allegations are very hurtful to people.
What's particularly unsettling is how the scandal reveals the darker side of the entertainment industry. The allegations against Diddy and Jay-Z highlight not just individual actions, but a culture of power and privilege that has allowed such behavior to go unchecked for years. From Janice Combs' parties to the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards, this story underscores how the lines between fame, influence, and accountability can dangerously blur.
I anticipate that we're going to start filing lawsuits, and it may not be big names at first, but we have a long list of names, and you might imagine in situations like this.
As the investigation unfolds, all eyes remain on Janice Combs and her potential role in the case against Jay-Z and Diddy. Will she cooperate with authorities and testify about what she allegedly witnessed, or will she choose to stand by her son, no matter the cost? Meanwhile, speculation continues to swirl around Jennifer Lopez. Will she finally break her silence and share what she knows about that fateful night at the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards? These are the questions everyone is asking, and the answers could have far-reaching implications not just for Diddy and Jay-Z, but for the entire entertainment industry. This scandal is more than just a legal battle, it's a reckoning. It's a moment that forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about the people we idolize and the systems that have allowed such behavior to go unchecked for years. As new details continue to emerge, one thing is clear: this story is far from over. The twists and turns are only just beginning. What do you think? Will Janice Combs cooperate with the authorities, or will she risk everything to protect her son? What role, if any, does Jennifer Lopez play in this unfolding drama? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this explosive story. Until next time.